Hello, just to review, today we're going to take our Open Notes quiz. You're going to go ahead and check on your grade that you received for current events. You're going to watch a video on primary and secondary sources and answer a quick question, and then start the historical scene investigation activity. Remember, if you need to, go ahead and pause this video, and then raise your hand if you have any questions. I'll get to you as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. Please make sure you're in Schoology. Go ahead and pause if you need to. Once you're in Schoology, remember you can go to Courses, Social Studies Period 6, which should take you to the screen here. First thing you're going to do is take your quiz, so that's in the Chapter 4 folder. In here is the quiz, but I do want to show you a quick example before you take that. So I'm going to click on example, you're going to click on the quiz. So when I click on that, we can begin the test quiz. The first thing you're going to see for question 1 is putting the top 6 events in order. Okay, so to put them in order, you drag these little arrows on the side and put them in the order that you believe the top 6 events happened in U.S. history. Obviously, it'll be a little more difficult than what I have here. The rest of the questions are just true and false, so that should be pretty straightforward, and the quiz is worth 30 points. So when you're set, you're going to click Review Answers. Check over your answers, make sure they are what you want. If you want to change an answer, go back. When you're ready, go ahead and submit it. And say, yes, I am sure. You'll go ahead and get your score. At this point, what I'd like you to do is, if you got something wrong, go back into your notes and make sure you fix up that question and answer. Make sure you have the correct information. Okay, you could go back into the textbook, figure out what you missed, or raise your hand and I will help you as well. Or you could go back to the notes that I provided up on Edline. Okay, but make sure that you fix up your notes so that you are ready for any future quizzes or tests. So if I go back to the Chapter 4 folder, next up, what I want to do is go ahead and check my current event grade. So you could either go back into the Social Studies folder here and go to Current Events, and then the current event thread here. Or similarly, you could have gone to the notification icon up here and checked your current event grade here, which would take you to the screen. You can see your score here. It's out of 20 points. And if you put your mouse over this speech bubble, it will tell you what you received as a breakdown. The Q is for quality, up to 5 points. B is for correct bibliography entry. So that should have been in easy bib format. If you did easy bib format, you got 5 points. If you just had a website address, you got 3 points, and if you didn't have any bibliography entry, you got 0 points. The G is for grammar. The T is for topic, and everyone got 5 out of 5 for the topic because it was your choice. Most of them will just say well done. Others will give you a little more information on why points were taken off. Alright, so that's checking your current events grade. Next up is to go ahead back to the Chapter 4 folder. So I'll click on Social Studies Period 6, Chapter 4. And now I want to watch the primary and secondary sources video. So it comes up as a test quiz because it does ask you to answer a question just like your other online assignments. I'm going to click on Begin Test Quiz. The video will play in the area here, and then your question is to write a brief summary on what you know about primary and secondary sources and include an example. So after you watch the video, and please do watch the video because it is going to give you information for the upcoming activity. So watch the video, brief summary, review the answers, and submit. And then yes, I will submit it. Alright, so now you've done that and you're all set with primary and secondary sources. The last thing for today is to work on a historical scene investigation. So we want to try and find out who actually fired that first shot at Lexington. So this is a Google Doc, and I'll show you how to get into the Google Doc in a minute. But here are your directions. You are to examine several pieces of evidence and answer the questions below. Your goal is to use these sources to determine who was the first one to shoot at the Battle of Lexington. So there are 8 different documents that you're going to look at. Document A through H. And again, this is in Google Docs. I'll show you how to get there in a minute. You can see some are shorter and longer. And for today and for homework, you're going to pick any 3 that you wish, read it, and fill out the corresponding worksheet. So let's say I'd like to do document G here. I would read that. Notice that there are underlined words, which means that there is a vocabulary entry in a glossary for you. So again, I'll show you how to get to that in a minute, but here is a document with vocabulary terms. So I would go to document G, and here are the words embattled, dispersed, volley, and atrocity, and their meanings. So after I read through that, get any help with vocabulary, I'm going to go to my Google Doc, find section G, and I'm going to enter in what type of document is it. Is it a letter, a picture, a diary entry, a newspaper article? I'm going to put in the author, which is at the bottom. I'm going to put the date. I'm going to determine if this is a primary or secondary source based on what we learned in the video, and then what kind of evidence can be found on who fired the first shot at the Battle of Lexington. And I'm going to put that in there. This can just be bullet points. It does not have to be complete sentences or in a paragraph. So you're going to do that for 3 different documents. Alright, so how do we go ahead and get this set up for you? So what you need to do first is to go ahead and log into Google Docs. Now that we're in Google Docs, you'll probably be on My Drive or My Documents here. What we need to do first is go to Shared with Me. In here there will be a folder called Social Studies P6 Templates. So click on that, and you'll see 3 different documents. Now these documents are view only to you right now, so they can't be changed. And that's fine for the actual primary, secondary source documents and the glossary. You don't need to change those. However, you do need to fill in the worksheet. So we need to go ahead and make a copy of that. So if you open up the worksheet, it'll bring it up in view only mode. We need to go ahead and make a copy of it. So we'll go to File, Make a Copy. Click OK. That comments will not be copied. And from here we will get something that says Copy of Lexington Concord HSI Student Worksheet. So this is the one you're actually going to be able to edit. So what I'd like you to do is click on that title, change the copy of to the initial of your last name and your first name. Put a dash there. So it looks like so, and click OK. The next thing I'd like you to do is go ahead and share it with me. So if you click on Share, and you type in JUSK, there I am. Uncheck Notify because I will be looking for it. Share and save, click OK. And there I am, and hit Done. Perfect. Now obviously you're going to put your name here, put the date, and you're going to go ahead and work with the documents now. Okay, so to get back to the actual documents, again you're going to pick any three of your choice. Go back to your Google Docs, and it should be in the list. Again, if you need to get back to those, click Shared with Me, Period 6 Templates. Go ahead and open up the actual primary, secondary source documents, and then go back to your listing and open up the glossary. Alright, so now you have the glossary, the documents themselves. This is the view only version, so close out the view only version, and then the one you can actually edit. So again, in review, if I go ahead and I want to do document G first, I'm going to look at the vocab words. I'm going to go ahead and find document G, read it over, and then fill out the section in the worksheet for document G, listing the type of document, the author, the date, primary source, and evidence. You need 3 of these by the beginning of class Monday. So as a review, this is what we did today, and this is your homework. Complete 3 documents of your choice. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and ask. No questions, go ahead and get to work. If you have troubles over the weekend, remember to email me or leave me a voicemail message. That information should be in your assignment notebook and on Edline. That's it for today. We'll see you soon.